Do you have a manager that you feel doesn't value you, that you think puts you down, that kind of knocks you, that doesn't appreciate what you do? Well, then this week's Friday Focus is going to help you. So, how are you today? I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to use my whiteboard. I do this a lot with my coaching clients because I really feel that when we see it visually, it helps kind of just sink in that awareness of what we're creating for ourselves. Now, this was actually a topic that I was coaching my client on a couple of weeks ago. And this is a topic that I coach a lot of people on. And I'm going to use a manager or boss as an example, but you could put any other human on this planet. You could put your children, you could put your partner, you could put your friends, you could put the stranger in the street. It doesn't matter who you put into what I'm about to talk about. The same rule applies. So many of us blame other people for how we feel. You're like, they made me feel bad. They don't appreciate me. They don't show me enough love. They. And then what we end up doing is we all end up trying to change this other person, this person that we believe has caused us to feel bad. The only problem with that is I don't know if you've noticed, but you cannot actually control another human. I've tried. It does not work. You cannot control another human being. And when you're so busy trying to control this other human, you don't spend any time controlling the one thing you can control, which is you. So I want you to imagine where are we here? We have a circumstance of a boss. Now, C stands for circumstance. A circumstance is a situation or event in your life that you have no control over. It could be the weather, it could be equipment breaking down, it could be other people's behavior, it could be illnesses or bereavement. It's things outside of us that we have no control over. We cannot control the boss. So when you're doing this work for yourself, when you're starting to learn mind management, we really want to separate out the facts from our brain's drama. So any descriptive word cannot go here. So big, difficult, it's hard, it's horrendous, it's terrible. None of those words belong here because this is purely fact. If we were to go to a court of law, every single person could agree that you have a boss because we could see the organization chart, for example. Completely neutral. In this case, this person does not have the ability to push an emotion into your body. Just like you can't push an emotion into somebody else's body. As humans, we are just not that powerful. So this manager, this person, this boss is neutral. It does not, and what I mean by that is it does not have the ability to make you feel anything until that gorgeous brain of yours gets involved. And you might have lots of thoughts about your manager. They don't appreciate me. They don't, all the things. This particular client felt that they knock me down. So this particular client thought they knock me down, as if this was a. And when she thought this, when she had this sentence and she believed this sentence, she felt resentful. Well, you would. If you really believed that this person knocked you down, you would feel resentful. But this isn't true. Like, what does this even mean? Yes, we could maybe put boss said words up here. We could put in here said words. And if you were with me here now, you'd be, yeah, but they said it in this tone of voice and with this body language. And they had it with this facial expression. They were angry or they were getting one over on me. It's another thing I've coached someone on this week. with not with a boss, but with another interaction with a human. And this is the thing, we assume because of our brain's opinion what that human is thinking and feeling. Well, we have no idea unless they tell us. So completely neutral until you have a thought about it. And your thought might be something different, but your thought will make you feel a certain way. So it's your thoughts that create your feelings, not the person. And then depending on how you're feeling, causes you to take actions. And when this person was feeling resentful because they were thinking they knock me when they were thinking about their boss, they shut down. They completely closed off. They didn't have any free-flowing conversation. They were not themselves because this isn't how this person normally shows up. So they weren't themselves in this situation. And the result of this, so depending on how you're feeling drives your actions, this is giving you a result. And the result for this person was actually you knock yourself. Because look at how you're acting. You're shut off, you're closed down, you're not being your normal self. You're knocking yourself down because you feel resentful, because you believe they knocked me down, as if this was a fact. So the way that you're behaving here is all based on a lie. This is not a fact in the world. We can't prove that they were knocking you down. All we could prove is you have a boss and the boss said words. Everything else is on you. And this is good news because we cannot control our managers. We cannot control the boss. We can't control other humans. And when you're busy trying to control these people and you can't, now you're helpless. And this is kind of when we're in our emotional childhood state, because as children, we are dependent on other people to make us feel like secure, to look after us. We needed that as children. We don't need that as adults. So when you're dependent on someone else making you feel and you're blaming them, we're in our emotional childhood state. And look, I'm not saying this with any judgment. I'm just showing you and growing your awareness of what you're currently creating for yourself. If you like that, brilliant. No need to listen to the rest of this video. But if this isn't how you want to show up, just like my client didn't want to show up, you have a choice because you cannot control this bit. And you can't really control the initial thoughts that pop into your head. These initial thoughts are because of our conditioning, our programming, what we experienced as a child growing up, how we, the things that we heard, the things that we've seen on social media, marketing, all of that is programming, which is why the awareness is key. So once you notice that you're feeling resentful, you're like, okay, I'm feeling resentful. Why am I feeling resentful? Well, because I'm thinking that they really knocked me down. Well, of course, when I'm thinking they really knocked me down, I'm going to feel resentful, and that's okay. Nothing has gone wrong here, but this is your point of control. Remember, you can't control that. You can't control the initial thoughts that pop into your head. But this is your point of control. So this is my ABC. This whole thing is A, acknowledge and become aware of what your brain's telling you. If we were coaching together, we would take a really deep breath. We would breathe for B, and we would understand, where does this coming from? Let's understand this. It makes sense. Our primitive brain is looking for negativity. It's always looking for negativity. So this makes sense. But this is the C. This is what you get to choose. And you always have a choice. You don't have to behave like that. You can if you want to. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Oh, I'm not saying, yeah. But I'm saying you have a choice. So C is for choose. And I'm not also saying you want to jump to positivity, because positive, that's sometimes just a load of bullshit, right? But what you can do instead is think very neutrally, very factually, I have a boss who's human. I have a boss who's human. That's a fact. You're human. They are a human. Job title is irrelevant. They're acting and they're saying what they're saying is an action, and they're taking that action because of how they're feeling, because of thoughts they're having. They are human too. They feel self doubt. They feel insecure. They feel resentful. They are also a human. So when you think, I have a boss who's human, that's just going to make you feel neutral. So we're not jumping to positive. We're not jumping to negative. We're not jumping to rainbows and daisies. But you can step into neutral, because when you're feeling neutral, this client then didn't need their boss's validation. When this client was feeling neutral, they were able to show some compassion towards their boss. Because remember, they're human too. They're probably having exactly the same shitty thoughts as you're having. Because guess what? We've all got a primal brain. They were able to understand. They were able to step outside their self and go, hang on a minute, what's going on for them? What's making them say these words? And what they didn't do when they were feeling neutral, they did not engage in the drama that their brain was giving them. It's a choice. Our primitive brain loves drama. It loves negativity. You don't have to engage with it. And the result of this, if this was you, you act as the human you want to be. Oh, I've run out of space, and that's supposed to be a you. Oh, you can't see it anyway. So, at a point where we can't change this has not changed. The managers still said their words. The strangers still tooted their horn. Like whatever the circumstance was, you have a choice. You can continue to think this way and stay in your emotional childhood state and also feel helpless above it. Or you can evolve, and by evolve, I actually mean choose into your emotional adult state. And you could choose to think, yeah, okay, I hear you. Thank you, drama brain. That's your opinion. I've noted it. But I have a boss who's human, and that makes you feel neutral. And then when you feel neutral, you don't need their validation. You show up with compassion. You understand maybe where they're coming from. You don't engage in that shitty drama. And this makes you the type of person that you want to be. You can't change this, but you can change this. Acknowledging it. A, acknowledge. B, breathe and understand with compassion. C, choose. By the way, C, T, F, A, and R, this is what we call the model. This is by Brooke Castillo at the Life Coach School. Amazing podcast. If you listen to podcasts, she's just brilliant. It's where I did my certification. But this is the way that life works. This is the way that life works for you and the way that life works for all the humans that you interact with. So stop trying to control all the humans. Instead, practice controlling you and deciding which way round you want to be. And if you need help with this, like most of us do, because we don't see our own thoughts, this is what I do. This is what I can help you with. Because I'm Nikki Bevan. I'm the loving, no bullshit life coach for working mums who love their job, fiercely loves her children, but isn't enjoying either because of this constant battle of mum guilt that she has in her head because of thoughts she's having, that bitchy voice, and the relentless hamster wheel she feels she's on of kids cooking, cleaning clients, kids cooking, cleaning clients. Working with me one on one, I teach her practical time management tools that help her break free from the chaos, along with mind management tools that help her escape that bitchy voice in her head. That's what we've done here. And when you go through this process, you are calmer. You are so much more organized, which means you actually show up as the mum that you want to be. You enjoy your kids, you enjoy your job, you enjoy your life without the mum guilt and without the snapping that you're doing at the moment. So if you're ready to invest in yourself and you're ready to change, please get in touch with me because I can help you. Have an amazing week. Bye bye.